This video is brought to you by Squarespace, allowing you to create your own beautiful website and online shop. So let's do it. Hi guys! Well, today I'm going to be making this tool roll that has integrated solar panels in it for charging up your electronics or your phone on the go. It holds a ton of different stuff to always have with you. So yeah, let's go make it. So for this tool roll, I'm going to be working with some waxed canvas, which has a really interesting feel and it is water resistant, so it's a really good fit. The first thing to think about is, of course, what objects you're looking to house, because that will determine the overall size. I wanted this roll to hold the stuff I use a lot when I go out to do work, so a power bank, flashlight, audio recorder, various wires and chargers, extra SD cards and batteries. You know, all the kind of stuff that tends to get lost in the bottom of your bag. A tool roll is essentially just a place to hold everything that you want to bring along. So you create pockets for each individual item by layering one piece of canvas over another piece of canvas, so you can measure out for each tool. The waxed canvas, when folded over a couple of times on the corners, is pretty thick, so I'm using a leather needle to make sure it doesn't break. So I'm just testing and measuring out how large each pocket should be, and I'm making them different widths to hold different things. So this is the basic idea. The things go in the pockets and the bottom piece folds over to make sure nothing slips out. Now, to make the roll stronger, I decided to put rivets in all the corners, and I've got some really nice antique brass rivets. This is not a necessary step, but it creates some reinforcement and I just think it looks good. I want a strap so I can fold it around the roll, and I decided to use leather for this. This is veg tanned. But of course you could cut up more fabric instead. Either way. So I'm riveting the strap in place as well, and while I had the leather out, I decided to punch a little label that says Darbin Orvar and then sewing that in place. So that's the basic tool roll. At this point, I used the roll for a while, went traveling with it, and I used the power bank in the roll a lot. And I realized I really want to be able to charge the power bank whenever possible, and that's when the idea of adding solar panels came to me. I initially tried it with a smaller solar panel, but instead I went with two 130 by 150 millimeter panels, and I wired them in parallel so they can generate up to 5 volts. Here I'm measuring how much power the panels can generate under normal room lighting conditions. Here it's like 4 volts. Now if I block them, the volts go down, and if I shine a flashlight, so more like sunny conditions outside, it goes up. And here is the power bank, and I just wired the panels directly in through the micro USB, and it starts to charge. And then you can use the power bank to charge up your cell phone or whatever. Now you could charge things directly from the solar panels, but I trust the power bank more. It creates a more even output. So when thinking about how to add solar panels to the roll, I figured it would be cool if it was a separate piece of fabric that could be disconnected, but that could also be rolled into it as one. I'm using the same fabric and sewing a piece a little larger than the 2 panels. Now, in terms of the panels, I've simply soldered on some wires on the back and securing that with some electrical tape. So there's a black and red wire coming off each panel, and I just want to connect them in parallel so I can double the amount of current it develops. Then I'm soldering those onto a barrel plug. In terms of the other side, the wire that connects to the power bank, I got a regular cell phone charger, and I cut off the micro USB end. They may have multiple wires in them, but you can ignore all but the red and the black. And I'm simply soldering those to a matching barrel plug. To add some padding in between the 2 panels, I'm sewing on a flap. And I'm also adding a loop to hold the wires in place. Now I was debating about how to secure the solar panels to the tool roll, and eventually I just ended up using Velcro with a sticky back, which secures well to the panels, and then I can sew them to the fabric to really make sure they stay in place. And this worked out really well. Then I added some snaps to enable the panel fabric to connect to the main tool roll. And the wire to the power bank feeds through here, and everything connects and can also be rolled up neatly. Now, the way I intend to use this is that anytime I'm at a coffee shop or working, I can lay out the solar panel and charge up the power bank wherever I am. So I decided to test this out at the coffee shop and see if it worked well. So the whole point is that the two solar panels can be left out, and the tool roll can be rolled up and set in front of a window out of the way. Of course, I'll probably also use this when going camping or doing any traveling. These days, so many devices can be charged up with a USB 5-volt power, like obviously cell phones, flashlights, headphones, Arduinos, portable speakers, etc. So I just like to know that I am always prepared and that I can always utilize the sun to charge my electronics up. Now, I love the idea of a tool roll because, first of all, it just holds so many things. It's such a practical and efficient way to store anything. You know, instead of just throwing things in your bag and everything gets messy at the bottom and you can't find anything, in here everything is nice and protected, you know where everything is. Plus, I love how you can create one of these for whatever it is that you want to store nicely. Whether that is like woodworking chisels or sewing supplies or artist supplies, whatever. If you are kind of unfamiliar with the sewing aspect, I think this would be a really kind of cool project to get into it, because it's not that complicated. It's mostly just creating pockets and a flap, and then it's all about rolling it up. So it's kind of cool from that point of view. So I want to thank Squarespace, which made it possible for me to create this video. Squarespace makes it really easy to create a beautiful blog or website or online store. It is what I use, and I really like how their interface is very easy to use. Plus they have a lot of really elegant and nice looking templates, which makes it very easy to create a very sleek and nice looking site. So yeah, they have 24/7 customer support, and if you have been thinking about getting a new website, for example, then I would definitely check them out. If so, make sure to use the code DARBIN for 10% off. There is a link in the description, so go ahead and use that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to share it and give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. As well as subscribe to my channel for more project videos. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye!